Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yay! Yeah. I was kind of scared for a moment because it said Zoom like not supporting, and I'm like, dang it. But it's working. Cool. Yes.
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Just got done, eating breakfast. I wanted to do it outside, but there's just a lot of noise. Like
Yeah,
trash is being picked up and there's
yeah,
some construction going on. I'm like, dang it.
yeah,
But it's okay.
I wish I could do mine from outside. I live right across from the beach, so for the view it would be really great, but the traffic is ridiculous with the honking and all the noise.
Mhm.
'Cause I
The
live
yelling.
yeah, I live in
People just being
Miami, so it's
excited.
not yeah, I live in Miami Beach, so it's not like a laid back type of beach environment, you know.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah.
that's what's up, Miami. Is it like party all the time? I've never been.
Yeah, most of the time during COVID, it's
Oh,
definitely,
yeah, that's right.
definitely changed up things quite a bit, but
Mhm.
you know, the like as soon as the beaches opened back up, everything, got to at least partying on the beach. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that come from like inland Miami out to the beach that normally wouldn't go because we typically have this amazing nightlife and everything. But as of right now, they just opened the bars back up, I think last week at like a 25% capacity or something. So the
Hmm.
beaches
Okay.
always had for like a long time.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
started to get a little crowded, but it was
thank
good.
you, Mother Earth.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
in the beginning of COVID, it was terrible. The beach was closed and everything. Like the whole reason of living here, my apartment's just like a normal, nothing exciting about the apartment. The whole reason I live
Mhm.
here is so I could go to the beach.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
will happen. This is self-reflection time.
yeah, for
It
sure.
might feel a little stuck, but it's okay. Temporarily.
Definitely. So, I was wanting to ask you a few questions about, I was reading over the stuff you sent me and it said that you're from Santa Ana, right? But you live
Yeah.
in Portland now. So just give us a little bit about your background of how you came from California to Portland and why and things of that nature.
Yeah, so in California, I don't really remember it. I was just a little baby. I was just born in Santa Ana. My family's from there. So Orange County is basically where I was staying at. I think that's just like the broad city. But
Yeah.
I moved to Henderson, Nevada. That's where my dad transferred from hospital. So he just got finished with school. And then we went to Henderson. And then that's where music started for me. I started discovering emotions,
Yeah.
like getting in trouble. And I guess I just started singing. And that's just how it kind of like, oh, this whole new world of, just expressing emotions through singing. And then I grew up, and my twin sister and my little sister with me as well. And they didn't want to raise us in a adult amusement park, Vegas, so we decided to move over here. It's just more family oriented, nature and chill, not really like all of the hype over there. It's not really for kids.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's how my journey came from over here.
Yeah, Portland. So do you live in Portland or do you live like close by? Um,
I live close by. I live in the suburbs. It's Tigard, Oregon.
okay.
It's not really like Portland. I love Portland. I love the history, the culture, the vibe, the people. Over here is very, very different. It's a whole new world. It's
Yeah.
very quiet, laid back. I
Yeah,
love it over here though.
I've been there I've been there like for like 2 days. I stayed with a friend for a couple months in Vancouver, Washington. Like
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
yeah.
not that far away.
Yeah, not too far. So I'm kind of familiar with that area a little bit.
What, Tigard or Portland?
Just Portland in general.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I stayed in Vancouver, but then would go into like Portland to work while I was staying
Oh,
out
I
there.
see.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was nice. I loved it out there. It's a
Yeah.
great place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just the hiking, the beach. You have pretty much everything nearby. It's like arm's length.
Yeah. Do you feel like living there influences your music at all, or is it something that's more internal?
Both. That's a great question. I would say more of my, because my genre is very different. It's a mashup of rock, punk rock, metal sometimes, and then hip hop, R&B. Internally, I'm very R&B. I'm like
Yeah.
2000 pop, you know, like Britney Spears,
Yeah.
3LW, like the girl bands. And then when it comes to like 90s, I really love like the Mariah Carey hip hop scene, Janet Jackson, Ashanti. That's internal. That's like my foundation. That's how I found my voice and my influence. But externally, I would say like the rock vibe really, Portland really just expanded more of that genre because they're very, very rocky, like punk in Portland. I don't know if you've been to any rock concerts over here, but it's
Somebody with
pretty cool.
yeah, somebody with blue hair and like gauges and tatted up is kind of like the normal default setting for a Portland person
Yeah,
aesthetically. Like
yeah,
I
I
feel
love
like
it.
the
It's
more weird you look, the more you fit in actually.
yeah, exactly. The normal.
Yeah.
I love that. And going off of just seeing someone like that, it just there's no judgments.
Mhm.
And that's how I feel with Portland too. It's just, you know, no judgments, and this is me. You get what you see. Accept it, don't accept it. I don't care. But
Yeah.
yeah, Portland really brought my or expanded my rock genre. And so yeah, it's a
Okay.
both internal and external.
Cool. Is there
Yeah.
anybody specifically in your life that influences your career? Somebody that might have, you know, encouraged you, or maybe somebody that not so encouraging but inspires you to do well because like in spite maybe.
Yes, that's a hard question because I kind of want to answer it in a more like broad way because there's not so many, but there are a few people in my life. I mean, okay, my parents definitely,
Yeah.
um, my past then intimate relationships, and the reason why I say those people is because I don't think I would have found that authentic emotion to write off of or to feel, because if you don't have experience, then you can't really feel it in your music as an artist.
Yeah.
And so going through, you know, ups and downs and different types of relationships really helped me with just finding my voice, opening my heart chakra, and writing based off those experiences. And not recently, but I would say like this year, with the whole COVID-19, self-reflecting and looking back at those relationships, really helped me sing in a more just authentic. It's not when I used to sing just to sing and okay, do I sound good? But now I really sing. Like I really just like bring out that emotion, and if I have to pull out, you know, sadness or love, I can. I have like those tools. So my family and just like my intimate relationships really
Yeah.
are the people who've influenced all of that.
For
Kind of
sure.
was a rough roller coaster, but I
Well,
got through it. I'm here.
sometimes
Thank
that's
you.
where the best lyrics come from, right?
Yes, definitely. I would 100% agree.
So, do you like who do you try to be like in your music, or are you just trying to be like completely your own? Like who's some of your idols in music?
Oh, that's another hard question because I'm really big on being different. I really want to be unique, and I want to be that role model who is in her own lane, and I want to influence other people to do the same. And yes, you can, do some copying to start off with. And so I guess when I started off, I would say, okay, first comes to mind would be Kalani. Like, I just love her style. She is original, and when she sings, or what she sings is based off what her mood is. Like, she'll write an album based off what's happening right now. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna do it because the people want to hear this. No, I'm doing it because I want to express what I'm going through right now. And so that's something that I will always go off of, is just being different and not caring what other people think. But Kehlani would be one person off top that I would say that has kind of helped me be more comfortable in that space.
Yeah.
But I am more leaning towards of being just different, completely different, and making that the normal, and
Yeah.
following your heart and not caring what other people think. So is it kind of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but and 90% would be just me.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. I feel like for me personally, anytime that you start something new, the uncomfort really makes you like reach more for like copying, right? Of like, oh, that
Mm-hmm.
person was really cool. I want to do it like that. And then the more you
Yeah.
get used to something, it's like you can make it your own because now you're comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Exactly.
I see that a lot in artists that their first, like maybe their first project or when they first get on stage, they mimic somebody. It's like, oh, that's like
Mm-hmm.
so and so. And then they
Right.
blossom into their own self. Like as their career goes on, the more comfortable they get.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I feel that's such a, we as people and as human beings need to realize that, it's not, sometimes we'll get into our mind and like ego and, I want to be different. I don't want to copy so much. I mean, there is an extent, but
Hmm.
like we're all in this together, we're all a collective, and we are connected to one another, and it's okay to share like each other, and then go off like a free little bird, do your own little thing as you grow and blossom, like you were saying, like into a beautiful butterfly. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Baby
see.
steps.
For sure. I seen that so you released your first like EP back in August, right?
Okay, I need to update that. That's coming up. I need to
Okay, it's
update.
coming up, so it's not out yet.
No, it's not out. It's just my single. I have been, so another thing that I was going through, like the whole COVID thing, I was kind of like, okay, when should I just like drop everything? And I
Yeah.
was thinking in August, but I just realized, you know what? I'm not gonna have any pressure. I'm just gonna go with the flow right now. And so right now it's just my single, my debut single, Happy Sunshine,
Mhm.
which is out, should be out on all platforms, and on YouTube especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the whole thing yet. Not just
Okay.
yet.
So tell us more about it. What's some of your influences for the project that you've been working on, and has it something that's been, you've been working on these songs for years, or is it something you just been
Uh-huh.
putting together for a few months? Tell us about your EP.
Yeah, it's been a long road. It's been years. And I am at the point where I'm just like finally like releasing it. I mean, influences as far as like starting. I don't know if you know any of these bands, but I would say it would be more of Slaves and Issues. I don't know if you know any of those,
I
or
think I've
Make Them
heard of
Suffer.
it.
Huh?
I think I've heard of Issues, but
Oh,
not the
okay.
other one.
Yeah, so Issues and Slaves are the influence of like hip hop, R&B, and rock together, and so that influences my music. I would say like Janae Aiko and Kalani type of melodic in the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So those would be the big influences off top. As far as like the whole process, yeah, it's been years. It's been like I would say 3 years, and it's it was a good 3 years because it really taught me how to be patient and not to rush,
Yeah.
because I'm the type of person who wants to just get things done. This
Oh,
whole COVID was just very, very challenging.
yeah. Yeah.
Even right now a little bit.
For me as well,
Go ahead.
I started building the website at the like right in February. So I was
That's
like,
beautiful.
so like the end of February, I was like, so I had all these plans for March,
Mm-hmm.
and I had I had an office space to do this stuff in person was the idea,
Oh yeah.
right? To do it with local artists first and then start reaching out to people.
Okay.
And COVID scrapped all of that. Like the office building is still not even open. Uh,
Mm.
like the whole mindset of what I wanted to do had to be like rethought and how to do
Mm-hmm.
it. And yeah, just like maybe like 2 weeks ago, I finally, because basically I had to redraft a whole business plan for myself, of like how
Uh-huh.
I needed to structure everything. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I think the best bet would just be start reaching out to
Mm-hmm.
people and talking to them and post their stuff. If you're
Yeah.
doing something for somebody else, in turn things start to work out. So
Yes. Yes.
in the scramble of like my plans being screwed up, I feel like I actually got a better idea now.
Oh yay. That's so
I
awesome.
feel like it's like it's a lot better now. This path, I like it better. And so in saying that, do you have any songs on the album that you might have done that with, of like you thought they were like really good, and then over the years, like, oh, scrap that, I'm gonna take those lyrics and put it on this type of beat instead, or something like that?
Yeah, something along the lines of that. With Happy Sunshine, we kept the lyrics, but as far as what's that word? Cadence, like the tonality, like the attitude, I guess.
Yeah.
It was more of like in your face, for the chorus.
Hmm.
But when I went back in the studio and re-sang it, it was more of more chill,
Yeah.
and we liked that better. And so instead of it being more in like your face and loud and proud, it was just more chill and settle, and letting the music be more of like rocking out instead of the voice,
Mm.
having the voice kind of just like ride the waves of the riffs of the guitar and the drums.
Yeah.
So I would say Happy Sunshine. As far as like the whole album, it's gonna be probably like that, because we haven't gone back to our songs in a while now. And so my next song, I think we're gonna just listen to it and see, kind of wrap some stuff, or maybe just do it over. That's why I don't really have a due date, because anything can happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I used to like say, oh, I'm gonna release this, and then it won't, and then I'm like, I don't want to be like that. So I rather not like say anything. Maybe like say something like, okay, I'm gonna release something, but I will let you know what that
Yeah.
date is.
Yeah,
But
coming
yeah,
soon, right?
yeah, coming soon. I promise. Coming when you're alive, when you're still breathing. I promise. But yeah, totally. Like literally reflecting on every single song is about to happen. I don't know if you're in astrology, but Mars is in retrograde, and
Mm.
and if you like dig in a little bit of what Mars is about and what sign it is in, which is in Aries, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, it has everything to do with self-reflection, and we are so impulsive as a human being.
Mm.
And it's really, really a hard situation when it's in retrograde, because we want to just get things done.
Yeah.
but it's having us hold back. It's really interesting, but
That
yep.
that's interesting. I'm not really super into it, but it's always really interesting. Anytime like I
Yeah.
start reading something about, astrology or somebody is talking about it, super interesting. I just
Yeah.
always let it get away from me. It's not something that I'm not interested in. I just am never taking the time to make myself like smart about it.
Yeah.
I've heard that once before or something like that.
Mhm. Yeah. But definitely self-reflecting. My songs will probably be a little bit different from when I started them
Mm.
to them releasing them. And I'm excited for that because it's just going to make it even better.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, do you do you have like a typical studio session, like a certain way you like to work in the studio, or you kind of just, like go with the flow, whatever,
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah, I just go with the flow.
yeah.
um so my one of my pet peeves is just warming up my voice. And I know that sounds really weird, but I just hate, so I'll go in with my voice warmed up and
Mm,
then with my like water bottle in hands. So I think that would be like my more routine, just getting prepared. But as far as like going in the studio, it really depends on just the vibe. So if I'm not really that inspired, Richard, my producer, he'll put on some like metal rock or some hip hop and just
yeah.
hype up the music and hype up my vibe. Um, but as far as like going inside the studio booth,
Mm,
I'll do a little prayer. I'm a spiritual person, so I'll just like, get in the moment, open my heart chakra, get focused because my mind like rolls a lot, like
mhm,
a lot. And so sometimes I'll just be thinking outside of where I'm supposed to be, and my voice won't be as authentic that I want it to be. And
mm,
so as far as like going into the studio for a routine, I'll get in that space and really stay focused. But other than that, going with the flow. Yeah, I don't really like to force anything anymore.
yeah.
I used to be like wanting to control things and force things, push things, but now like I've taught myself and the universe has taught me to just ride the wave sometimes. I mean, there's sometimes where you kind of have to take control, but in my life it's just stay back, let things, take in course naturally.
Nice, nice. Do you do you feel like whenever whenever you're like trying to write lyrics, is there any specific thing that you like to do, that like can bring out inspiration, for this is kind of strange, but for me, like I dabble in music too, and I get a lot of inspiration while I'm running, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
like when I go for my run, you have like it's just you and your scenery.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, like I feel like some of my best ideas come when I'm just running. Is there
Oh
anything
yeah.
in your life that's like your comfort zone when it comes to writing
Yes.
lyrics?
So I am such a people person, and I know you don't know astrology, but my Mars is in my seventh and eighth and ninth house, and those are all like relationship type of vibes.
Mm,
And where I get my inspiration from is from other people. Like I love watching documentaries on like my favorite influences, like Kelani, like how she got up there. Selena, I don't know if you know who
yeah,
that
I
is, Selena
know. Yeah,
Quintanilla.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
she's my idol. I just love her. Watching her movie, just like anything documentary like that in my lane. Watching live concerts, like on YouTube, I'll just like search my favorite singers. Like Ariana Grande is so bomb, so I'll just like watch her, and then I'll get super inspired. Janae Aiko. I just feed off of people, like they inspire me so much, and that's where I get a lot of ideas and that fire lit up.
Okay.
Yeah. and especially working with other people too. Like if someone just like sings a melody or starts freestyling, then I can feed off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say just people in general and music.
Cool. So
Yeah.
for anybody, anybody trying to come up in the music industry or make, decides they want to start making music, what would be some advice you would give, say like a young girl trying to do what you're doing now?
Yeah, I would say um be fearless. And I mentioned in the beginning of the our interview to not care what other people think, because you're gonna have a lot of naysayers. You're gonna have a lot of people who are gonna try to manipulate off of your path. Following your heart is like the main key, and taking baby steps towards it. Because if you treat it like, how do you say it? You want to treat your goal like a marathon, you know? Like right now, my journey, like I'm still kind of stretching. Like I haven't even started to run yet. Like I'm like still warming up, doing some jumping jacks. So treat your goal like a marathon. Don't think that it's gonna happen overnight. Don't care what other people think, and be courageous. Be courageous, and listen to your heart. That would be like my main like baby step right there, and then branch off of there.
That's great. That's great advice. I feel like it's very reminiscent of something that Kobe Bryant used to say about getting better at basketball is
Mm,
like if you like religiously work hard every day, you're still gonna miss like shots.
yeah.
You're still going
Mm-hmm.
to uh get to a point where you fail and you're
Right.
gonna like, but you can keep getting a little better, a little better, a little better every day. And if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it big picture, he had his jerseys hung in the Staples Center, like his jerseys were
Yeah.
retired, he won all those championships. He's like, that was a 20-year long career, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm like worrying about, each every day, like the reward of the work, then
Mm-hmm.
then you miss out on the journey, because like the reward comes at the very, very end, like you said, like a
Yeah.
marathon. Like
Right.
it's about like doing what you love and working hard at it day in and day out, and then you can look back,
Yeah.
20 years later at this big thing that you accomplished,
Uh-huh. It's
and
just like
so
you fill up your cup and you're just like, now I can drink my wine, I don't know, water.
yeah,
Like you're satisfied. Like, yeah, these kids like right now is just like everything's so fast paced, you know, and like things are you know, this whole COVID thing is teaching all of us to slow it down, you know, calm the fuck down and just like relax for a little bit, and rethink things. And I'm glad. I mean, I don't know, there's like the pros and cons. Yes, RIP to all those people, like God bless, but I think we all needed this, like honestly,
yeah,
to just slow down and rethink and enjoy the process. That's something super hard, and I learned to just enjoy it. Like let go of the things you can't control, and then embrace the things you can, which is yourself and your emotions and how you react and respond to things. So responding to things, you know, have the choice to be optimistic about it,
yeah,
optimistic about your life. That's another thing I'll add to that.
yeah, definitely. I feel like for me personally, through COVID, I learned to not take things for granted, for sure. You
Mm-hmm.
you know that. You've heard it a million times, right?
Yeah.
But to actually put that into play is a little bit, you know, easier said than done,
Yeah,
And
definitely.
like having the whole world just like shut down and be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, everybody, like stay in your house, you might die. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that type of like restriction and darkness makes it to where like not taking things for granted is you know, been brought to light in a whole different way for me personally. um
Mhm.
and it's made me feel like actually feel the gratefulness of the things that I have, you know,
Oh, I'm glad to hear
instead of
that.
just saying it, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like people,
Oh, it totally
you
makes
know,
sense.
they're obviously you know, grateful for their family and their friends and stuff, but it's such a nonchalant type of feeling, you know, because it's never been taken from them.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, so I feel like COVID definitely taught me uh to deeply feel that, you know.
Mhm.
And
Yay.
so with that said, I wanted to, you know, ask you, what do you feel like you're most grateful for in your life?
I would say it all comes down to the people in my life, because I've learned that's literally the not the only thing, but just experience, just plain experience with having like different types of relationships. And I learned a lot from that, and I learned more of myself on how I can react to things and how I shouldn't react to things. And so I'm super grateful for my family who's taught me that, not intentionally, but just more of like as we're going through life.
Mhm.
Um, Another thing I'm grateful for besides my the people in my world would be my spirituality. Um, I'm really, really into the whole like meditation, yoga, um, the whole the ether, like I do believe that there is a energy, whether you call it God or, whatever you believe in, but I feel that there is an energy out there that brings me, messages through my dreams. I'm a very deep dreamer. And
Mhm.
so that really has helped me kind of, navigate through life. Intuition is something that I'm very, very grateful for. And that has a lot to do with like your, health and your mindset. It just strengthens your intuition, and following that heart is really, really important. And following that inner voice is super important too. So my people and my spirituality would be the top like gratefulness ever.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I don't know what I would do without my experience with them and my intuition and my dreams and the inner voice that I have, and following that inner voice, I don't know what I would do. Honestly, I think I would go crazy. Like it's shouting out, go do music, do music.
yeah.
And then, and if I hadn't followed that, if I hadn't dropped out of college and didn't follow that inner voice, I would probably be in a hospital following my dad's footsteps, and not really being satisfied and filling up my cup.
Yeah.
Like, thank God.
I, I was just talking to my cousin about that today. That's ironic you bring that up. Is he had like a really good job, and he you know, financially, and a
Hmm.
couple years ago was like, screw this, and just went on the road. Like
Oh,
he
what?
started
Right on.
traveling. Yeah, he started
Okay.
traveling and living out of like he got like you know, a vehicle that he could kind of like camp out of and stuff, and
Yeah, that sounds
he just
so cool.
went for it. Like he's
Oh,
like, I
yeah, that's
can't do
awesome.
this anymore. Like
That is super
I can't.
awesome.
And you know, he just got himself a new place, and like the journey to finding himself has like led him to where he's at now. And
Aw.
man, is following that inner voice. Like
Hmm.
anytime I've ever heard anybody talk about that, like it's might be hard right in a certain moment,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the journey and the destination that it leads you to is
Uh,
always going to make you way more happy
oh, my
than
God, totally.
staying there and doing what you feel like you're supposed to, you know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that, and I would say that would be another reason why I chose this path, because there are so many people who feel like they're stuck and they have to do things, which I get. You know, I'm a part-time leasing consultant for now,
Yeah.
and I get, you know, the whole bills and all of that. I'm in there too. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, who do you really want to be? Like, what makes you actually happy? What would be psychologically content for you? You know,
Right.
because you're just gonna drive yourself crazy, and then when that comes out, you're putting that out to your external world. Like they say, once you heal your internal self, like everything around you starts healing and everything starts reaching out to others. And so, yeah, definitely. You know, I'm pretty sure this is like what your inner calling is, reaching out to other artists, and this is something that um, is helping the world, and you probably don't even know it, and maybe you do. Like we are both following a path where the energy that we're putting out there is subconsciously reaching out to other people who are inspiring them to do the same thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, for
And I
sure.
love it. It's
For
like, you know, win-win situation, and we're not even working as hard. I
sure.
mean, yeah, we are, but it's a 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, this I've only been interviewing people for, like I said, maybe just like 2 weeks. We posted the first episode yesterday because I have to like I write an article and then like edit some of the things out. Like you know, one person, his headphones died, so I tried to like
Oh,
edit that part out when he was, you know, like fooling
oh, I
around, you
see.
know, like just
Yeah.
little things like that. If that happens, and you know, it it's so much fun. Like I
Yeah.
really enjoy talking to people, and I really like to ask them about their music and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
for me, I want to help people have this platform where we can all, you know, like hopefully your fans see this person's fans and their fans see you and vice
Yeah.
versa, you know, like I hope it
Yeah.
does help. But on a selfish note, for me personally, I've enjoyed talking to everybody. Like just
Oh,
that
yay.
alone has been worth it for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you definitely learn from a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I love it.
yeah, definitely. So, yeah, if there's anything else that you would like to, you know, tell everybody, you know, let them know. Maybe when when you think your EP might come out or something. We're waiting. I heard
Ah,
one song and I was like, "Oh, she's dope. I'm gonna reach out to her." And then come find out
thanks.
I don't have anything else to listen to.
I know. It's okay. So I would say hopefully Halloween. I'm working on another song, which is, you know, it's done, but like we talked about, we're gonna listen to it. We might cut some things, we might keep some things, add. So I'm hoping that's gonna come out Halloween, maybe sooner. Um, but it's called Killer Instinct, and it's definitely heavy metal. We got some screaming in there, not from me.
Nice.
But definitely R&B, hip hop, melodic vibes. So that one's pretty sweet, and it's definitely more of like badass, like a
Oh,
badass superhero. I would say like a villain, but the villain that you like you're rooting for that villain because
yeah.
she's, you know, she has a story.
So,
There's a reason. But so that is coming out, and yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna drop my whole album at once. It's probably gonna be like little droplets. I'm still kind of, this is my first time, you know, like being like a professional like
yeah.
artist, so I'm kind of still figuring it out on the way.
Sure.
But I'm sure my next album will be a little different. It'll be more organized, like, okay, I'll drop 2 singles and then here's the whole thing, you know, something like that. We'll
Sure.
see. But as far as like ending on, you know, like I telling like a more advice would just again be just have courage, you know, just have courage and focus on your passion would be like my thing right now. That's my theme for now. and then I'll probably grow out of that and be like, okay, be like badass or something.
For sure, man.
Which is killer instinct, you know? Like, I think that would be my next theme.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming and
Yeah.
doing the interview. I really
Oh, yeah.
appreciate you. Like, you'll be surprised how many people will even respond back to me and be like, yeah, that's cool. And then trying to schedule it and get like you know, a little bit of information about it, then they just
Uh-huh.
like don't answer back, or you know, it's
Wait,
been
about
kind of,
interviewing?
yeah, like when I
Oh,
reach
what?
out to people, the way you responded so quickly and had like,
Yeah.
you was prepared and
Uh-huh.
it was really simple. I
Yeah.
really thank you for that, because that's
Oh
not
my
how it
God.
goes every time. That's for sure.
Totally no. Like, I literally, this was a sign from the universe giving me opportunity. And again, you know, people, they have their eyes open, but do they really?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
definitely.
really? Are you really like seeing what's happening right now? You can help someone else.
Yeah, I
No,
definitely.
I'm really, really grateful for you reaching out. Like, this is my first like professional. I mean, I had an interview like years ago, but I wasn't as prepared and like really in that
Yeah.
space. But all the planets have aligned, and like this is the right time, you know. So I'm like truly, truly grateful that you have been a synchronicity in my life.
Awesome.
Like,
That makes me
yeah,
feel
butterfly effects.
better.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you get going. Thank you once
Okay.
again, and
Yeah.
I'll send over like the article and how I'll post it, and if you want me to fix anything or something, you let me know. But I think
Okay.
it'll probably take me about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, take your time. Again, there's no due date on my end, so going with the flow.
All right, sounds good. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you. You too. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, for sure.